I'm still freaked out that whether or not these are all AI or not. Gonna go in the chat and go, are you any of you real? And see what they say. Any of you real, or are you agents of Jake Song? Real enough. Guard duty does not attract delusions, only fool. So, okay, definitely Carl is an NPC. Human, raise hands. How do you raise hands? That's pretty fun. Oh, some developers you follow because they ship reliably. Jake Song is the other kind. He's the kind that you follow because every time he builds a world, the genre bends around it. I missed the original Lineage. I'm pretty sure I was too young, or maybe I was just too young to work out that one of the best MMOs of all time had released. My door into things that came after his creation of Lineage was Lineage 2 at about 13. Jumped through straight from classic RuneScape actually before WoW. And I remember running around Talking Island, fighting orcs on the field, starting town, and unable to believe how big and beautiful an online world could feel. And then ArcheAge came later, which is one of my favourite MMOs of all time, if not the favourite. I've said it's in the top 3. I was so excited. It was sad to see him depart, and I'm just really excited that he's back. And it's cool that this advent of artificial intelligence and what we're able to do with these tools has allowed him at home in whatever time to string something together. And it's not just about AI, I think it's about the craftsmanship and the understanding of MMORPGs that these guys have and what they could potentially create. That might not be what Open MMORPG is tonight, but it's what it represents. So tonight that's appeared in, not a publisher deal or a trailer, but a GitHub repository. And I've said that this is like Mike Tyson stepping back into the ring. So this is Open MMORPG. I haven't read through all the design documents yet, but what I understand is there's actually agents, AI agents inside this game that are playable characters, and it's hard to tell what is an agent and what is a playable character. So one of the simple questions, what's this game about? What can we do in the game? But do these AI agents actually make the MMO feel alive? Do they just make it harder to tell? Okay, so we actually have some goblins here, it looks like. Let's see if we run into them. Okay, we go near him and we click. You can zoom in here. Quite a few misses. Ooh, 4 damage. What I don't know at this time is how much has actually Jake spent on the game itself in terms of time. One thing I've noticed using AI tools is you end up with a very rudimentary baseline, but it starts to iterate exponentially the more loops that you do. So it will be interesting to see how this evolves. Slapping these guys, and where are we? We're on like the edge of the world here. Can we even traverse the sea? Gotta run around the edge. Wow, this is actually so big. This is huge. If this is the whole world, like, that is crazy. That's still crazy to me. We don't have the empty world problem, but it was funny with the AI characters in town, where I guess every MMO that's either starting out with a small player base or eventually ends up with a small player base faces the same problem, right? Where there's the dead starting zone, the guild roster slowly stops logging on, more server merges start to happen. People are just standing around in town like NPCs anyway, so You know, is Song just testing out a bit here at home? Hey, what happens if I added a few agents, few AI players or NPCs to this game? How would that be different? How would they act? Pretty crazy if this is an AI actually fighting people. But I'll never know. We will never know because the language barrier. I have to get translator working over the top here. Imagine if you could program certain AI agents to become like the red PKs and you don't know the difference. If you saw that same name again, would you still think they're a bad player or a good player? You ran past them in town. What does Carl? Rika wants to trade with me, that's interesting. Okay, open. That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool if she's programmed to walk up to people next to them and invite to trade and use the store. I can't remember that happening in an MMO. That's kind of cool. If the NPCs engage with you, I think it is anyway. Are there any horses nearby, Carl, that I could use? No horses in sight here. If you need one, ask at the stable. Stay on the road. It is a poor place to wander off and become a story. Could you put in a good word for me with the stables? Oh. My feeling is this yellow NPC, or maybe green is just me. I will mention your name if I see the stable master. No promises beyond that. Thanks, Carl, mate. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Carl. Good on ya. You're a good word. Hey, and then Rika gets in on the conversation. A fair word from Carl is more than 2 bags of copper, friend. And you there, Marco. Come have a look at my wares if you need anything. Yeah, this is cool. I do like this little bit of banter that the NPCs are having with people as they're dropping in. Yeah, this guy doesn't want to go down. That's my main thing with the combat here, is just that the mobs aren't engaging in combat. I think that's like a major thing to fix first. Like the fact that you're just doing that, it's like, it's annoying. It's not there's no pleasure in chasing this guy and he's just, you know, not wanting to fight. Just feels a bit. Does the game feel alive? Maybe in between these 3 houses with Rika and a little bit of surprise for me, right? I think, you know, just some basics of the world are fleshed out here, but it's more of a tech demo, a GitHub browser demo, pre-alpha type, I'd say even pre-alpha type stuff here at the moment. But I think what's interesting that I haven't seen, although I might have seen AI generated chat, is the way the AI would actually engage in the chat and actually, especially just there at the end, the Rika knowing what I've sold to her actually and putting the chat around that. And although it's quite rudimentary, it does make the game feel a little bit alive, right? My guess is for Jake, the fun is the AI. You know, I haven't spoken to him, I can't speak for him, but it's probably, yeah, how far can I push? What can I learn? How can these things interact with players to make the game load alive? And I think that ends up becoming the essential question is, can AI agents or just AI make an MMO world feel more alive? It looks like maybe in parts they can. Even just from this basic